Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel for Everything Arsenal. Haven't streamed since we last played a football game that was on Friday night. And obviously, I have a special guest back with me, Cozy. We'll be doing a show on his channel every Monday and on this channel every Wednesday. So we are here to discuss the Daniel Ek or EK, whoever you want to call him, news.
I
And
call
we'll
him
also
Ek.
be talking
I call him
about
Ek.
Villarreal versus Arsenal preview. You're going to be here for around 40 minutes, so let's get started. How are you, Cozy?
I'm very, very fine, bro. How are you doing? Of course, with all that's going on at Arsenal, the takeover and everything, I feel a little bit positive, just positive.
Yeah, last week was a very bad week. Like the Leno mistake was the Leno mistake like capped off our week. Like I just
Yeah.
felt down the whole of Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Didn't feel like watching any football. But I think this Daniel news are kind of have kind of boosted us a bit. So we'll be talking about him. We'll definitely start talking about him. Let us know in the comments. I can see already a few comments there. What you think about the takeover? Let us know what you think about the game tomorrow. And yeah, let's get started. So. Cozy, where were you when you first heard about Daniel Ek? And did you even know about him yet? Because when I saw him, I didn't know who he was.
Uh, I knew about Spotify, but I didn't know the lad.
Mm,
I
yeah,
actually didn't know about the lad. But I knew
yeah.
about Spotify. Who doesn't know about Spotify? Especially that it has launched in Africa in the recent months. It launched in Africa, in some of the countries where it wasn't. But
Yeah.
the news, of course, I never leave my place, so I was here and then I saw that. um, I think I saw it on Sky first. Then I was like, really? I think this is just someone trying to take advantage of the fact that Arsenal fans are desperate, so they're trying to bombard us with news. But over the recent hours and days, it has become a little bit authentic, legitimate, and now all of us, like me, people like me, we're starting to feel like, or maybe probably he has a point. Maybe he has you know he has something to say. And at first I didn't believe he could be someone who could take on Arsenal, especially that Forbes values the club at 2.1 billion, and then he's valued
Mm.
him as a person is valued at around 3 point what 3.18 billion. So I looked at it and I was like, really, is he the person? But now I'm starting to believe. I'm really starting to believe.
Okay, we always say anyone but Kroenke, but there's been a few people who are doubting it.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he's going to take over, it's going to take a lot of time. We know that you have to involve lawyers, you have to involve banks. The seller has to be willing to sell. For a deal to take place, you have to want to buy, and the seller has to want to sell the club. And
Yeah.
that's one thing we don't have right now. The seller does not want to sell the club. He's very optimistic about Arsenal. He says he has a plan. They say they have a plan with Arsenal. So we cannot really. Obviously, it's not the correct plan, but obviously you would imagine they have a plan. So we're going to ask a few questions about Daniel Ek, as you want to call him. So we'll start with, do you trust him? Do you think this is just a publicity stunt? Because I've seen the Spotify downloads have gone up. I've seen his followers have gone up. A lot of Arsenal fans that I'm following are now following all of a sudden. When I first went to his page, he was followed by 3, 4 people that I knew. But now he's followed like 150 people that I know, which means he's
I
gained
understand.
followers. Spotify has gained followers as well. So do you think it's a publicity stunt, or do you think he legitimately wants to buy the team?
Well, I've asked the same question before, and the problem is that I didn't have any person to ask whether this is a publicity stunt, whether this is really genuine. Um, let me start by the reports and that we've had from Sky, from Talksport, from other legit news sources. They claim he is serious. He is legit. He has reiterated the words today when we're speaking to CNBC, and he said, "Yeah, I'm serious, and I've gathered the money." But then there's a big question. Henry Winter posed on Twitter. I think Winter is a BBC journalist, and he said that I wonder who the hell is advising Egg, because these kinds of deals are done in private. They're not done in public. Then that brings out the question: he has decided to go public. Is he trying to um, go public, for his own good, or is he trying to go public because he wants the fans to apply more pressure? Because the only reason he gives us for going public is he needs the support from the fan base. He needs the support from the Arsenal stakeholders, the fans, the ex players, and everything. But I think I'll need time. I'll need some more time to to take him as a very serious guy. I'll need some more time. Probably something like I might need something like another month, you know, for him to keep up the fire burning, keep up the pressure, for me, for me to feel that he's legitimate. Because we know people who are business minded. This is a very perfect, time to make business. Someone's business is under pressure. They want him out.
Mhm.
You can come and capitalize on that. So everybody who says that he's an Arsenal obsessive. We don't know that. That is news coming in from from his own sources, from his own corridors. We don't know that. There's no evidence we have that he's Arsenal obsessive. So the fact that this deal is also run by run on Twitter, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like, yeah, it is the end. I know we are desperate as Arsenal fans, but then we should also open our eyes. This is a deal that is running so fast on Twitter, a deal that is running very, 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 very fast on Twitter, social media. So we are not really sure. We're not unless we get to some important stage. Let us wait if he's going to bid. Let's wait if he's going to bid. But for now, I still believe it's 50-50. He could be true. He could be false.
So for the thing about being an Arsenal fan, I'd love it if he's an Arsenal fan. That's what we always ask for. I just want someone to own the club, someone who cares. I told you the other day, I'm probably sure Kroenke doesn't even know which position Arsenal are right now. If you ask him how many FA Cups Arsenal has won, he'll probably not know. If you ask him Arsenal's biggest rivals right now, he'll probably say Aston Villa because both teams start with an A. That's what he'd tell you. He probably doesn't know any of those things. So I just want someone who cares. And if Daniel Ek or Ek, I'll keep saying that, cares about the club and is a legit fan, I'll be happy with that. I'll be very happy with that. That is all I need. But really, there's a difference between buying a club and running it. Do you think he'll? Yes, he has the money to buy it, but does he have the knowledge and the finance to keep it going?
The finance is a big question, actually. Very, very big question. That is he going to buy us and take us to the next level? Or is going to buy us because he has an emotional attachment to the club, and then put us in the same situation in which we are. But having the funds to buy it, yeah, I think he has the money. He will actually put together a very decent bid to the Cronkies who have said that they don't want to sell. But one of the things I've loved about his statements, of course, it's still PR, but he says in terms of running the club, he wants fan representation on the board. He wants to work with people like Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, and Patrick Vieira, people who are concerned, people who know how this club should run, people who know where this club has been, where it has to go. I think that would be very beautiful if we have the Arsenal legends coming onto the board. But the question again is, if you're putting them as part of the project, like Jens Lehmann said, what are they going to do? What's their role going to be? Are they going to be negotiators in the deal? As soon as the deal is off, you chase them. Are they going to be working with the team like in the footballing sense? Are they going to be on the board? There's so many things to talk about it. But if he wants fan representation on the Arsenal board, probably then you're looking at him running a club in a very open manner with accountability, things like that. So we wait and see. But running the club, I think that it will go back. How does he actually look at things like management? How is he going to work with the management issues? Because right now we have Vinay. I don't know whether Vinay knows football. I don't know whether he understands anything concerning football. So it also depend when it comes in as top owner. Who is running the business? Is it going to be Vinay? Are we going to continue bringing in managers that do not have experience? So for me, there's a lot of questions. There's so many questions. Many Arsenal fans, especially those in Africa, and those that follow me, think it's all about changing the ownership. But I think there is a lot to change.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to change, like from top to bottom. Like I think in the last 4 or 5 seasons we've had, how many board members have we had? I think from Raul to Vina, we've had so many different things. So you never really had a stable institution on the board. And if the board is not running, like if you're having protests outside the pitch, how can you even expect the players to even focus on the pitch? Like there are so many problems at Arsenal right now that need sorting out. So Daniel cares. Obviously did the interview as he said today, and he said he's already put the money aside. But as I said, if you're willing to buy, there has to be someone willing to sell. Do you think Kroenke will be selling anytime soon, even with pressure? Because he literally said fan pressure doesn't get to him because he doesn't live in England anyway. So do you think he'll be willing to sell?
Well, of course, that's the basic question. If you want, if there is a merchandise on sale, we have to have a willing seller and a willing buyer. The issue is we have a willing buyer, we don't have a willing seller, and that is confirmed. But again, I'm thinking about in this perspective that if Kroenke doesn't want to sell, it's only because the club gives him money, more money than he invests. That's the truth. Because he literally doesn't invest in the club. He doesn't inject money and it's just pulling out profits. So it's going to be very hard for Kroenke to let go of such a business model. It's very hard. It's going to be very, very hard for him. But the reason as why we want him out is only from the moral bench, from the moral point of view. We want him to go because he doesn't resonate with the footballing ambitions of the club. So I think the fans have to go from striking to boycotting, things like boycott. We need to do things like a boycott. Stop putting on these Adidas things. Stop trying to try to put that those things into consideration. If we go back to the pitches, don't go. Stop buying the tickets for a while. He will feel the pressure because for Kroenke, it's not on the moral bench; it is on the financial bench. If he can't secure a deal with Adidas, if he can't secure a deal with Puma, it's gonna be like, I think I'm not doing anything around here. You can see that he was desperate to go to the European Super League because he knows there, even if he finished 9th, 10th, he's gonna get around 65 million, 90 million. That's okay for him. It's for him. It's the business, and I think all the ruckus is happening at the right time because he's failed with the Super League. We know the reason as why he wanted to run off to the Super League was to reduce that as an uncertainty of him making less money. He's finishing 10th this season. Last season he finished 8th. He might not get Europa League football this season. So the money is reducing and reducing and reducing, and probably it's going to be fined for pulling out of the European Super League. And according to Josh, it is KSE that's going to fund that, fund the withdrawal. So I think at some point in time, there's a lot going on, at the moment. Even if Kroenke doesn't want to say there is pressure, the pressure is there. He's feeling it. Yeah, there is a lot of pressure there, but it's going to take time. It will take some time. And if Ek is willing to be around to apply the pressure for around 9 months or 11 months, then I think at some point in time, Kroenke will consider selling.
So do you think our legends, Andre, Beckham, Vieira, would be willing to put their name out there if Daniel wasn't a legitimate buyer or legitimate interest in the team? Do you think the likes of Andre put their name out there?
Well, again, we don't know how legit he is, and I don't think they have looked into this deal, and they have found how legit it is. Because for me, it's a deal that's happening overnight. It's something that's happened overnight. So we haven't looked at it. It's not like the Dangote, the Dangote thing that has happened since 2018, 16. We have had of Dangote. I'll buy Arsenal in 2021. We need to finish this project. Blah 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 blah, and ABC. And that's why people feel the Dangote thing is a little bit more legit than the Ek thing, because Ek has just bombarded us. Being an Arsenal fan, yes, it means a lot because we need an Arsenal man like Abramovich is a Chelsea man. We need an Arsenal man, but at the moment, you need to win our trust first. You need to win our trust. Yeah, having Beckham, Vieira, for me, it means something. Yeah, that he's really serious, but it doesn't add a lot of legitimacy, because at some point in time they could come out and say, "Oh, the guy fooled us all. The guy fooled us all. We thought he was an Arsenal man. He isn't." Yeah.
Yeah. So if he has 3 billion right now and he says, listen, here's the money, 3 billion, let's do it. Would you be like, wait a minute, better the devil that we know right now in Cronky, but we need to investigate you first? So what would you do? Would you like be like, yeah, sell it right now, buy it right now? Would you be like, wait first?
The thing is, I would sell. I'll take X offer. I'll take S offer. And for the reason is the situation in which Arsenal is right now. If you buy it, you've got to invest in it. If you're going to get your money out, yeah. If you buy it, you've got to invest in it. There's no way you're going to invest in Arsenal and then let us fall down through the ranks, go into 11th, 12th, 13th place. You're not going to get your money back. Brands are going to run away. So the first thing is anyone who comes in at Arsenal, I'm sure they'll give us some money. They'll give us some money to invest, probably buying some new players, this and that. Probably, and you know why I'm really skeptical about Egg is we have the Emery Stadium date. It's still it's still there. It's going to be covered by KSE. So that means if he buys the club, he's inheriting the debt, and a couple of other dates around. So, but I'll take it. I'll take him. I'll take him if he bids 3 billion or 2 billion, and Crank is ready to be like, I'm walking away. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'd definitely take it as well. And have you been concerned about the other teams, or are you just focusing on Arsenal? Would you want all the other owners as well, the Glazers and the Johns at Liverpool, to sell their teams, or don't you care about them at all, or do you care about football and you care about all the other teams as well?
In the sense of the European Super League, they should leave. They should leave, or we should get a 50+1, something like that, 50+1 format. I don't know. There are some people who have said that it has its own issues, but I think it has many advantages as well. Fans being able to have that 50+1, but in the competition sense, I need them to stay around because the Glazers are just United reachable. They're just making FSG is making Liverpool reachable. Imagine if all of them were like Abramovich and City, they would have their own league, and Arsenal, they would be out of sight. So probably for issues of competition, it also helps that FSG is not willing to buy 100 million players. That the Glazers are not buying. The players the Manchester United need. For issues of competition, I like them. I would just play devil's advocate. But for issues of football, I think we can't lose the beauty of football just because of a rivalry. So the truth is, I would see them off.
Yeah, I want Tottenham and United to get relegated, but I don't want them to die as a club. That's not what I want.
Exactly.
So, Cookie says, review it hard and don't let his ownership have full control. Give him and the Arsenal legends 25%, give Dangote 25%, and give us fans 50%. A fair board system, but it won't happen. Need 50+1. Do you think having that many owners, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer having like 2 owners, 1 owner, or 5, 6 different shares? What do you prefer?
The problem with many owners is the is decision making. It takes a lot of time, and you're going to have a lot of collisions up there. This one wants to buy Partey, the other one wants to buy Hawa. This one is saying we should not invest this year. The other one says we need to invest in the next year. That is the problem. You saw Kroenke and Usmanov. Usmanov wanted to invest money in Arsenal, try to make it great again. Kroenke is like, don't tell me what. I just need to get my money out of this club, and everything will be okay. Will be okay. So, one owner who is responsible enough is enough. One owner and the fans.
And the funds. Okay, so you definitely say yes to him. I definitely say yes to him. I mean, you'll get some deals. I mean, we might have free Spotify music in the stadium. Arsenal fans might receive free Spotify music for our streams and stuff. So I'd be okay with that. So that's the first part of the show. We want to do it for the first 20 minutes. So we have a big game tomorrow, because I can't even explain to you how big it is tomorrow. Like, this is probably the biggest game of our season. It becomes like that every single day, but this feels like the biggest game of our season. Villarreal against Arsenal. I watched the last 2 Villarreal games, and they lost to Alaves and lost to Barcelona. And they didn't really look, let me tell you something, they didn't really look that great of a team. That's the truth. The only thing
Yeah.
that makes us scared is because we really need this competition, and it's Emery. That's what brings the fear to us.
I understand. Yeah, I
You
understand.
know who their players are? Villarreal have Capu, the former Tottenham and Watford player. They
Yeah.
have Coquelin, the guy who we sold long time ago. They have people like Raul Albiol, someone who was at Real Madrid like 10 years ago. They have one Foyth, a Tottenham player who's been taken out on loan. They have people like not so great players, not a player that will scare you. Coquelin wouldn't scare me. Yes, maybe they have a couple of players like their right winger who will come to, but they shouldn't be scaring us that much. So heading into tomorrow, how confident are you, or how scared are you?
The first thing is I'm not scared of the game, but I'm panicking. That's the truth. That's the right word.
Mhm.
I'm panicking because Arsenal is good at self-destruction. That's the problem. I'm asking myself, when are we going to make that mistake, and how vital is the mistake going to be? Because
Yeah.
if we were playing Villarreal and in that Everton scenario, we would be out. We would
Mm.
be out. So Arsenal is not a team you can trust to play a 0-0. Arsenal is not
Yeah.
a team you can trust to play 1-1. You understand?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's either we are too good for them, or we are going to self-destroy ourselves, and that's what I'm afraid of, self-destruction. But if I look at this game, like you've said, I don't believe Villarreal are OTT. They're not over the top. I don't
Mm.
believe they're that ecstatic to watch. I don't believe they're this. Yes, they have the Spanish touch. They have the Spanish element of football. They have a manager who understands European, Europa League. But they don't scare me that much. They just don't scare me like anyone would come and say, what, you're playing Sevilla. If it was Sevilla, I would have been a little bit scared because they have a little bit more quality
Yeah.
than Villarreal. So they're not Sevilla. They're not Atletico Madrid. They're not on that level there. But
Yeah.
what scares you as an Arsenal fan is you can't beat Fulham at the Emery Stadium. You understand? You can't beat,
Yeah.
you can't get a point against Everton at the Emery Stadium. So
Yeah.
we have not won a game. Both teams have not won a game in their last two, but Arsenal should have had at least 4 points out of the potential six. We only have
Yeah.
one. We only have one. An Edin Ketia equalizer in the 96th minute. Where have you seen that?
Mhm.
So it's against Fulham. So that is what is scaring me. That Arsenal is not a club you're thinking about and you're like, my club will do it. No, it's either
Yeah.
it's not until we do it. It's not until it's finished. It is not yet finished. But for Villarreal, what they have a manager who understands the competition. They have players who have a little bit of experience and a lot of glue together. That is what we lack
Mm.
as a team. We have some spots of individual brilliance. Look at Kianti in the defense; he's outstanding. You look at Pate in the midfield; he's an Odegaard; they're outstanding. On the front
Mhm.
line, Smith Rowe and Saka are outstanding. But we don't have that chemistry. We don't have that glue together. What
Mhm.
makes Villarreal strong is that they have that glue together. They understand each other. Moreno, Paco Alcázar, they understand each other. They're glued together as a whole, and that's why they have an advantage against us. But what we've seen with Arsenal is games that we do not expect to win have come easy. They've come
Mm.
easy. They've come as surprises against Slavia Praha. What was that? What, what,
Mhm.
what the hell was that? We almost killed
Yeah.
them. We almost
Mhm.
killed them. But of course, I don't want to compare the quality of Slavia to Villarreal. They are very different. I think in the semifinals, Villarreal are the harder opponents than Roma. But I still believe we need to do what we have to do. Expose them. They're defensive wise. They concede. They have conceded 4 goals in their last 2 games. I think 2 against Alaves and 2 against Barcelona, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Exactly. So they concede. So our focus is how do we score more against them, especially when we are going to Spain. Get at least 2 away goals. Even if you concede 2, it's okay. even if it's a 2-all draw, it's okay. Come at the Emery Stadium, make sure you don't concede two, you're through. So I think exposing them is going to be the way forward. How scared am I? Yes, I'm scared because Arsenal is good at self-destruction. Xhaka is going to give it away. Leno is going to give it away. Either Bellerin, Chambers, or Holding is going to give it away. So, self-destruction, FC, you've got to be scared. I'm really in a panic mode right now. Really panicking.
It sounds very easy the way you put it. You just go to Spain, just get a couple of goals, and then come back, and then you win another 3-0, and then you're into the final, and then you win 3-0 in the final, and you're back in the champions. It sounds very easy, and until you say those mistakes, and then it's not like one person. When you go to teams like Chelsea, around 2010, they used to have a very good team. Drogba, Kalou, Anelka. Maybe you'd say, oh, Bosingwa makes a couple of mistakes here and there, or Essien might slip up in the middle a bit. You might go to a United, you'd say, oh, wow, they have Anderson, they have Park Ji-sung, they have Nani, they have Cristiano. Maybe one player here like O'Shea can make a mistake. But with Arsenal, man, it could be Leno, as you said. It could be Ranasson if he plays. It's Cedric. Ranasson made a mistake, 3 mistakes against City. Leno has made 4 or 5 this season. Cedric made one against Villa. Gabriel has made a couple of silly red cards here and there as well. Pepe gets red cards here and there. Again, very terrible red card this season. Xhaka always has a mistake against Burnley. You can count Holding mistakes, Pablo Mari mistakes. It's literally everyone. Bellerin, every single player. So it's very hard to trust them. We can literally be winning 30 games in a row like we used to do under Emery, 24, 23 games unbeaten, but you still wouldn't trust this team. But as you said on your stream as well, I'll leave Cause's link is in the description right now. You can go and subscribe to him. He did a show earlier. The team, they concede goals. They concede a lot of goals. And you said Moreno. I know you meant Moreno, the striker with Alcacer. They also have Alberto Moreno as the left back, the guy who was chased away from Liverpool. So they have very iffy defenders, like the Morenos and the Juan Foyts. Those are people we should be trying to expose. What I don't want to see is the first 70 minutes no shot on target. I don't want to see that. I remember I remember under Emery we used to concede a lot of goals. I remember not goals, shots. When Watford came to our place at the Emirates, I remember there's a time they had almost 30 shots alongside Brighton. So we have a chance. He goes full force usually. So I don't want us to go there and lose 3-1, and then all of a sudden we're in big trouble. If we go there and we lose 3-1, big trouble. And then there's that addition of Cozy not being a big fan of Arteta, the likes of AJ90 and 50-60% more Arsenal fans not being Arsenal Arteta supporters, and have been supporting Arteta all this time. And the comparisons with Emery have been too many. So you can just imagine how we'd feel if he actually beats us. So this is going to be a very, very, very tough game, very scary game tomorrow. Again, another question for you. Where do you prefer playing first, away or at home?
This is funny. This is so funny of me, but I prefer playing at home first. And this is funny. Same as you?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, the reason as to why I prefer playing home at first is you know what to do. You know what to do. There, try to make them not score. That's what you have to do. Yeah. Try to make them not score. Try to block them from scoring. Try to not to concede. When you go out from home, if they did score against you, it's as simple as get that draw that is 1-1 or 2-2 or 3-3, whatever. Whenever they concede, it's pressure. But my problem with starting from away from home is you could come with a 2-1 win, here at the Europa Stadium, you feel comfortable, and within no time they have 3 goals, and you're panicking. And you're into panic mode. I prefer we start at home and then end it away. That's the truth.
That's the same way I feel. When you play at home, let's go for the Benfica game, for example, the round of 32 fixture. We went to their place, we drew 1-1, and then they came to our place. We knew we had to stop them from scoring. And a mistake happens, the team comes to your place second leg and they score within the opening 10 minutes, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
You'll have to defend very well for the rest of the game. 80 minutes, because if they get another, all of a sudden you start needing 2 goals, 3 goals here and there. And over the years, I've seen Arsenal go away, out on away goals. Monaco, you remember a couple of years ago, we went out on
Yeah,
away goals. Bayern Munich, we
yeah,
went away on away goals. I wouldn't want to see that again. Again, another
yeah.
thing I always say, let's say you draw 1-1 in the first leg and you draw 1-1 in the second leg. Now, this other team has an extra 30 minutes in extra time to get an away goal. That is already a disadvantage to you. They need to change
Exactly.
that, by the way. That is very bad because this team has an extra 30 minutes to get an away goal, and then we need 2 goals all of a sudden.
Yeah,
So, as
yeah,
you said, you know what to do. Play home first, like United against Roma. If United they're playing home first tomorrow, get a 1-0 victory, get a 2-0 victory. And then when you go away, you know all we need is 1 goal and it's done.
yeah.
If you get 1 goal, it's done. But the moment you play away fast and then you don't score, and then they come to your place and score fast, you're in big trouble. So we need to get the job done. Let me take a couple of comments. So it's going to be a very good game, as you said. Emery against Arteta, and I've been supporting Arteta. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, great stream. We'll be doing this every Monday on Causes channel and every Wednesday on my channel. Alex says Canon Fodder says Alex is called Alex. Evening lads, how are you? Dizzy says, big up Glenn. Do you still have a huge crush on Alexa Bliss? I never had a crush on Alexa Bliss. My favorite WWE diva is Sasha Banks. Just to give that to you. Alex says, how are you? We are good. And so, Cozy, let's get to the lineup. Which kind of lineup do you want to see? I've seen you not happy about Tierney coming back this early, and I know I'm one of those guys that usually don't even want to see Tierney or Smith Rowe rest at all. I usually prefer let's see them next season, not this season, because I'm afraid that the player will get injured. So, which kind of lineup do you want to see against Villarreal? I'll put the predicted lineup. This is not my lineup. This is just what I expect to see tomorrow. So, on the right, I expect Chambers to be there. On the left, I expect Cedric to come back there. I'll tell you why later. And then I'll remove whatever is on screen just a moment. And then Holding and Pablo Mari, because that is just the partnership that works best. Gabriel works better with Luis, and this one works better together.
Yeah,
and then Xhaka
yeah, exactly.
and Thomas Partey in midfield. Xhaka to go back to midfield. Odegaard as the number 10, I think I had Cozy agreeing with that. And then in front of them, Saka, Pepe, and Aubameyang. Now, that is just the predicted lineup. This is what I expect to see tomorrow. Which changes would I make? I'd probably have someone like one between Martinelli and Smith Rowe starting ahead of Pepe. Sorry, I'd actually have Pepe on the bench and play Martinelli or Smith Rowe instead of him. I feel like his dribbling. These teams are they're not very quick, the Spanish teams, like other teams. They're very technical though. So I just want, if you're playing counter-attacking football, I want the ideas of Smith Rowe and Martinelli and Odegaard to work together. That is what I prefer. And then right there, we have a decent bench. Over the last few weeks, we've had the likes of Nketiah starting, and then the bench looks very poor. So Sabias on the bench, Martinelli on the bench, Smith Rowe on the bench, Willian. I mentioned Willian, but you know what I mean. I don't mean he's a world beater, but you have a name on the bench, basically. So would you want to see that, or what changes would you make to that?
I think it's a great lineup, first and foremost. I wouldn't play Cedric because this is we don't need any lines for margins of error. So I don't want to see a right-footed lad playing in that left, in that left center, in that left back position. I don't want to say it. Pablo Mari and Rob Holding, that's the best partnership we have at the moment. So far, Chambers is the better right back of Cedric and Bellerin defensive wise, and both defensive wise and going forward. I think his cross is a little bit more accurate than those of Bellerin. Bellerin is more of a midfielder, passing that ball into the midfield. Doesn't go to the line. It doesn't really allow us to expose and use the line very well. So Chambers, I agree. But in the left back position, this might be funny, but I would rather play Xhaka in a 3-4-3.
3-4-3
or 3-5-2. Yeah, against Everton, we conceded. I think it was down that lane. I think it was Richarlison getting the better of Xhaka. I really blame Pablo Mari, for that goal. Pablo Mari, because the moment Xhaka is beaten the first time, he's beaten the second time. I expect Mari to have arrived, but what he does is, he waits until Richarlison takes the shot. You're literally ball watching. You need to take on the challenge. And I think it was Mari had, it wasn't a great performance from Mari for that goal. But I would go for a 3-4-3. Xhaka is as part of the midfield. Chambers as part of the midfield as well. No, Xhaka is part of the midfield. Then outplay Chambers, Murray, and Rob Holding as my back three. In the defense. Then Xhaka is part of my midfield, but of course his priority role is to cover for the left back. That would be his priority. And I think he does it so well when he's part of the midfield, but then he's just tracking back. But when you make him as a left back, he's a point of target, because many people know he doesn't have the pace and so on. So what you have to do is to just to make him as part of the midfield, but tell him, hey, remember you're covering for the left back. We don't have a person there. So
who plays for you in the wing back positions?
Wing back positions, Xhaka, like I said. Xhaka is part of that as a wing back, but as part of the midfield. And then on the other side, I think Saka can do it well. That's what I think. You play him as a player that is a little bit tracking back, but also going forward. So Saka, Xhaka, on either wing. Then I have Partey in that midfield with Odegaard, not with Daniel Ceballos. I don't trust Ceballos in this game. So I would have kind of Saka, Xhaka, Odegaard, and Partey in the midfield. Then up front, I would have, of course, options. I would have Smith Rowe, I'd have Pepe, I would also have Lacazette. That's what I would go for. But for me, the point in this game is who can actually expose Villarreal? How can we expose Villarreal? And I think the players that can actually help us do that, I'll drop Pepe. I play Smith Rowe in that game. I'd play Odegaard in that game. I'd play Saka in that game and play. This is crazy, but I'd go with Alexander Aubameyang instead of Laka, because I think we might need to run at them. They want to have the Spanish clubs. They want to have the possession. They want to feel a little bit, relevant with the possession. They always want to have that possession, and I expect Villarreal to have the possession. We might need to a little bit run at them. So players that drive the ball, Smith Rowe, players like Saka, I think they'll be very, very vital. And Aubameyang's finishing and his pace could also be very key. So yeah, I would go with Aubameyang if he's completely okay. If it's not okay, then I'll go with Lacazette or Martinelli.
Now, that lineup would sound very good if you're playing against a Burnley or a team that doesn't have a fast winger. Now, Villarreal have someone called Chukwueze on the right wing. If we go with the likes of Shaq on that side, we are going to be in big trouble. I understand you saying playing Saka, Bukayo on one of the wing positions, but I feel like that will take away from his attacking, because when you're playing against the likes of Salah, Mahrez, or this guy, you'll have to defend a lot, and then it will take away from our attack. That is what I don't want Saka to be doing. I don't want him to be defending too much in this game. So you have to be careful about who you're playing. I don't mind the formation. I don't mind the back five if you're playing away. If I wouldn't mind seeing Chambers as a centre back with Pablo Mari and Holding, and then Cedric, and then someone else in the wing back positions. It has to be Bellerin because we've run out of people, because I don't want Xhaka to play on either side. I want Xhaka to be in midfield. That's where I'd put Cedric on the left. I wouldn't mind Saka on the left, but since they have a very pacey winger, he'd have to defend too much, and that's what I don't want him to be doing. So personally, I would go with I'd actually go with the back five. I actually agree. They'd actually go with the back five.
You go with the back five because what it gives you a lot of defensive assurance in the first place. Being the fact that we might not be able to control that game, I think they'll have around 55% ball possession, around 55% or 54% ball possession. So I expect them to bring it on. I expect them to have the ball most of the time and try to get us get our mistakes, try to expose us, which I think they will do. They will score, but if they dare play a high line, we can't expose them. So my concern is who is going to line up in front. That's my concern, because defensive wise, the same old figures who are not good enough. Chambers, Holding, the same old stuff, not good enough. But it's what we can assemble. It's what we can afford. However, going forward, we have some quality. to expose Villarreal. And for me, that is going to be the difference. That's going to be the difference. How Arsenal expose Villarreal and how Villarreal expose us. It might not be a midfield battle. It might not be a midfield battle. I think I look at it as an end-to-end game. Arsenal in the final third, how good are you? And Villarreal will also be very able to get into our final third. How good will they be? I think that's what is going to happen.
Take your chances. We need to take our chances. We can't be I don't want us to get into the 70th minute without a goal, being 1-0 to Villarreal or 2-0 to Villarreal. If we get an early goal, they panic because they think about should we go and score on goal or should we defend so that we don't concede two? And remember the last time we went to Spain to play a Europa League game against Valencia, we trashed them. I think it was like 4-2 or something. Aubameyang scoring his first Arsenal hat-trick. So we did very well in Spain. I'm hoping to see the same thing this time around. I'm hoping to see us attacking. That is, not attacking from the get-go, obviously trying to keep a clean sheet, but I want us to take our chances. Whether we create 3 or 4 chances, let's try and take 2 of them. I don't mind, as you said, if they dominate position, it's in their backyard, that's fine. Our formation, really, it's going to be very important to start. Whether it's going to be Cedric or Bellerin, there's going to be Shaq on the wing. I really want Shaq in midfield, as you said, to cover the left side. I don't want him to play in the actual left back position, but I want him to be near that position when the likes of Cedric and maybe Saka go forward. That's what I want to see, but it's going to be a really, really good game. Prediction, Cozy, what is your prediction for the game?
I've already given my Europa League and Champions League predictions
prediction for the game.
Yeah, I've given my Europa League and Champions League predictions, and I don't want to change my mind. I think in Spain it will be 1-1. It will be a 1-1 draw. When they come at the Emery Stadium, we shall beat them 2-1, and Arsenal will go through. So tomorrow, 1-1. So 1-1.
3-2 on aggregate. I'm going 3-2 tomorrow. I'm feeling confident because I'm feeling confident. I've seen Aubameyang in the lineup. I've seen potentially seeing Tierney, Odegaard is there. I feel more confident. Not to be disrespectful to Nketiah, but I'm pretty sure when defenders see Nketiah, they're like, this won't be too hard of a job. But at least when they see the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette, they know they have to be at the top of their game, not to provide chances for them or let them have chances. So I'm going to go for a 3-2 win tomorrow, and that would be massive. All you need to do is to come home and score 1 goal, and then they're in big trouble. All of us need 3 goals as well. So I'm going for a 3-2 win tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that I think the other 2 players to talk about, to look out for is Gerard Moreno and Paul Torres. I think they are those players that you think Villarreal count on. Paul Torres, he's always in the news. That is how good he is, defensive as a player. Then Gerard Moreno, 26 goals in all competitions for them this season, and his partnership with Paco Alcácer. And then, like I said, they have the chemistry between them. They have the glue that binds them together. We've got to be careful. We have to look out for each other in that game. Arsenal have the potential to beat Villarreal 3-1, 4-0, but we don't do the right things, and that's my problem.
Yeah, they also have the potential of beating us 4-1, 3-1, but we have to keep it tight. Let's not throw away the game in the first 10 minutes. It's going to be interesting. Who do you think will score the goal for Arsenal?
Who do I think will score for us? I think we could see more of a striker goal, like a striker getting through 1-on-1, because like I said, I expect them to play a high line. So whoever's if it's Laka, I expect Laka to score. He has had the confidence, and I expect him to get those chances 1-on-1s. I think he will get 2 and he'll score 1.
I think he'll score from a set piece, so I'm going to go for Holding to score a goal. He always has a chance every single game, if you notice. Holding always misses a chance every game.
Exactly.
So Holding, Odegaard, and Saka to score for us. I'd be very, very happy. Listen, even if you get 1 goal, a 1-1 draw isn't that bad. But I'd prefer to try and get 2 goals to be safe. So that's the prediction. So Emery against Arteta tomorrow, big game, second leg next week. Prediction for Man U against Roma. Do you think United will get the job done tomorrow at Old Trafford?
Yeah. I think I never wanted Roma to go through. I wanted it to be Ajax. Roma, they're just going to make it easy for United. Just going to make it easy for United. I think United will win it 2-1 though. I don't know. They have not had this big good spell of just winning 4-0, 5-0. No, they're not that level. I think they'll beat Roma 2-1 at home, and then they could have a 1-0 win away from home. So I think they'll get the job done tomorrow as well.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on, Cozy. We'll be doing this every week. So big game tomorrow. I'm predicting a 3-2. Cozy is going for a 1-1. It's Emery against Arteta. We've also discussed the potential takeover of the man himself, Daniel Ek, or as Cozy says, Daniel Ek. Depends on how you want to, how the amount of swagger you want to put into the name. So let's hope we win the game tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Make sure you comment what you thought, your thoughts about whatever is on screen right now, Cronky and Daniel, and also the game tomorrow, your prediction. I've left Cozy's link in the description. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.